Hi everyone, this is AnatomicArt, and I'll be giving some of my brief thoughts on today's book, which is Daidō Moriyama, record number 30, by Daidō Moriyama. So, just talking a little bit about how I got this book, or actually this magazine, I suppose. I went to Japan in late 2024, and it was kind of a vacation, kind of going there after I graduated college, and kind of like going out there in the world and exploring. But it was also like an opportunity to take pictures, take photographs, because I'm also a photographer. And one of my goals was to find a lot of photo books, because I love photography books, art books, of course, you know, the channel. But I've discovered a lot of great bookstores, a lot of great books along the way. But one bookstore in particular in Ginza, which is like a higher tier, like upper district of malls and shopping spaces, I found this bookstore called Ginza Tsutaya Books. And man, this bookstore was in a mall. It was on like the third or fourth floor. And this bookstore, if you went there and you're a book lover like me, you'd just be in like heaven. They had aisles for photography books, painting books, any types of books. And it was just all from all over the world too, like American books, Japanese books, mainly Japanese books, of course. But I was looking for the photography book section, and in the section for Japanese photographers, of course, they had a great section on Daidō Moriyama. And it was like a display case, like behind like a glass case. I remember it very distinctly. And if I have pictures of it, I'll put them up. But they had all these magazine issues that Daidō puts out. And I didn't know at the time I don't think I knew at the time that he had published these types of magazines before. But I was just enamored by all of them, looking at them. Some of them I could open and look through them, but like I think this one I wasn't able to open and look through it. But I just picked a bunch of them off. Luckily, they were pretty cheap. This was about like 4,000 yen. So it was about like 20 bucks, 25 bucks US. And as you saw at the beginning, this was a signed copy, so it was even better. And I think the reason why I got these was because they were like hidden in like encased by the other books that were in the case, which were like crazy expensive. But just talking about the book now, this is Daido's magazine that he quarterly, I think every quarter or publishes a few every year. But this is from 2016. This is from when he went to Morocco, Marrakesh to be specific. And at the end, you can see like his blurb where he talks about, as he does in all the magazines, like a little brief paragraph talking about the photos in the magazine for the month, or just talking about whatever he wants to. But I wanted to talk about, with this magazine, the presentation, like how we always have a different topic to talk about. I love the presentation of the really enlarged images, just taking up the entire magazine. Connecting this to film, film. This reminds me of like a large, like IMAX, like 4:3, like squared aspect ratio image. And I just love how they encapsulate the entire page. And these pages are also glossy too. A lot of Daidō books that I have are all matte pictures, or like thinking about the retrospective book that we talked about here a few months ago. That book has abstract or deliberate placing of the images where they're not taking up the full screen, or sometimes they're rotated. Here we're just seeing them just full across the page, sometimes taking up 2 pages entire spread, or vertical images cropped across the 2 pages. Just looking at some of my favorite pictures from this issue. I wrote down a few timestamps, and of course we passed a few of them. But one of them is actually coming up. And looking at these images, it's really interesting to see how Daido's style carries on to different countries that he visited. So whether it's Japan, Morocco here. This is one of my favorite images, which is really funny. Daido's, of course, bringing in his like voyeuristic style of man on the street, photographer, looking at people, looking at things, looking at images, looking at locations. A lot of these images too, it's interesting to see the different people Of course, Daido's usually capturing people on the street, Japanese people on the street. And here we're seeing more people, Moroccan people with their different clothing, the different hats and stuff that they're wearing. Daido also takes a lot of pictures, of course, as you know, of advertising or already like imagery that he sees on the street from like street advertising or stores. And it's really cool to see him pick up the same imagery here in Morocco, taking pictures of like the women with their eyes with the covers for their faces and the different advertising here. And it's also interesting to see him capture the different American things that puncture through society. Like there's his stray dogs picture, which I do believe he was here in Morocco for. He had an exhibition. But these magazines are a great way. A lot of these aren't published in the retrospective or compilation books, so I always see these magazines are a great way to see a lot of lesser known Daido imagery, or if you just want to see more of his recent work, because this is from 2016. So thank you for listening and flipping along. Let me know what thoughts you had with this book, and I'll see you guys in the next flip through.